Oba of Benin don receive the two artifacts when worth £2.5 million when British Tifitifi Jankoriko carry comot for Benin. Oba of Benin, Omonoba Nedu, Ukwa Akpolokpolo, Oba Ewaye II don receive the cockerel and bronze Oba head when Tifitifi Jankoriko British people carry comot for Benin during the katakata when they caused for 1897. Jesus College, Cambridge University now return the cockerel when don worth £2 million, and University of Aberdeen for Scotland now return the bronze Oba head when don worth £500,000. The cockerel and Oba head join the more than 10,000 artifacts when British people carry comot for Benin 125 years ago. Nigeria High Commissioner to Britain, Ambassador Tunji Ishola, when represent Oga Presido and come present the artifacts to Oba of Benin, talk say na Oga Presido Buhari give am instruction say make he come Benin come return the artifact by himself to the Oba of Benin.
Today, history is being made in many ramifications. These artifacts were taken away here in 1897 in the same Benin Kingdom. With the permission of Oba of Benin Kingdom, I'm not aware how many of us were in this world as at that time. Perhaps we may have one or two people who are still present in this world here, but to the best of my knowledge, none of us was here then. And to now be gathered, be in a position to right the wrongs of the past, is really making history. Not many people have the opportunity of history broken and being retrieved the way we are having it today. So we are all making history, and we should thank God for that opportunity. I must say that I'm here just for one assignment as directed by Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The assignment is very simple: to directly bring these objects to Oba of Benin Kingdom. That is the presidential directive. Your Majesty and the people of the Benin Kingdom, you will recall that in December, when I came here to transfer these artifacts to Benin Kingdom legally, I did promise that not too long we'll bring the objects. And like you know, this is a talk and do government. We promise we are going to bring these artifacts, and these artifacts are here.
Ambassador come talk say make Benin people preserve the artifacts well sake of say the artifacts don't reach house.
I enjoin the people of Edo, and particularly the people of Benin Kingdom, to join hands with His Royal Majesty in the preservation of these artifacts so that they remain the same way they have been for 125 years, as preserved by those countries and as we are going to preserve it.
Ambassador Constant Great Britain as them take carry the artifacts come back Benin.
I must say that the significance of these artifacts being here stem from the fact that British law actually require an export license to take any artifacts that are spent over 15 years in the United Kingdom. So when the University of Cambridge, Jesus College, and the University of Aberdeen handed these artifacts to the federal government of Nigeria, that was the first stage of the process. The second stage of the process is to apply to the export license units of Great Britain for export licenses for these objects. May I take this opportunity to thank the British government for granting us these export licenses at no cost to Nigeria. This gesture has established a basis for the return of these artifacts seamlessly. I must also seize this opportunity to thank the people of Great Britain for preserving these artifacts to still be in the same form that they were taken in 1897. Not only that, value has been added to these artifacts. I'm not aware of the value of the artifacts when they were taken away, but as at today, the cockerel is valued at £2 million in Great Britain and is brought back. Oba's head is also valued and insured for £500,000 sterling and is also brought back. And we still see many of them come back, and that's going to be a great treasure of Benin Kingdom, of Edo State, and of Nigeria. I will not make much speech because the federal government will make a policy statement on this matter in not too long of a future. I just want to thank the delegation of the Oba that came to the United Kingdom on October 27, 2021 and October 28 for the way they conducted themselves in receiving these objects from the institutions that donated the objects to us at no cost. I also see this opportunity to thank Jesus College, Cambridge University, for taking the initiative, which is widely acclaimed by all lovers of Nigeria all over the world. I also take this opportunity to thank the University of Aberdeen for putting up a ceremony to return these artifacts.
Abba Issa Tijani, when be the DG in Museum and Monuments, come talk say this na ogbonge event when carry plenty history for nobody.
For me, this is a great historic moment in the history of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, that our efforts since the taking away of these great artifacts of Benin Kingdom in 1897, the Commission has been making efforts to see that these artifacts are returned. And since then, we have been encountering all sorts of excuses and blockages. However, for me, it's a great moment that I'm being part of history. That during my time as the Director General of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, these artifacts are not only promised to be returned, but physically being returned, started coming to their rightful place.
DG come promise say agency go continue to collaborate with Palace to make sure say the remaining artifacts come back.
We want to be part of this history. We want to seem to be doing the right thing so that all artifacts of Benin Kingdom and all other artifacts, of course, taken away from Nigeria, are returned to their rightful place. And we are going day by night to those places, engage with them, and get our artifacts back.
Oba of Benin can receive the artifacts and present the artifacts to their ancestors. Oba of Benin talk say the attack for 1897 no be because say them kill British soldiers as book people take talk am, but na because say British dey eye Benin land sake of the plenty better things when they inside. Oba talk this one from one address when Prince Agatise Erediawa read.
Today is a day of joy to me personally and to all Benin people at home and in diaspora. We are witnessing today the beginning of the restitution of our artifacts which were taken away in 1897. The military expedition by the British was not a retaliation for the killing of some British soldiers, as most of the literature would have us believe. The truth is that there was a calculated and a deliberately conceived plan to attack Benin for its territorial dominance and also for her treasures. The result was the destruction of a civilization which equaled or even surpassed that of the aggressors. It was thought that the kingdom, totally decimated and in ruins in the aftermath of the war, would not rise again. By the grace of God and our ancestors, we are still standing.
Obakonsi talk say book people and other museums all over the world don't agree say na bad thing to keep stolen artifacts without say they no return and come their original house.
The current conversation is about restitution. International scholars and most museums now agree that keeping stolen items is immoral and also illegal. There is consensus now that heritage items must be returned to their place of origin. For this, we commend both Jesus College, Cambridge University, and the University of Aberdeen in Scotland for their pace-setting initiative in returning these two bronzes.
He constantly talk say any artifacts when they want return must come back to palace direct. Commissioner for Local Government and Community Matters, Monday Osaigbovo, when represent Oga Governor, come talk say government happy well, and them they collaborate with palace to make sure say the remaining artifacts come back house.
What was stolen 25 years ago is being returned. I think what we can learn from here is that it is not good to be a thief. When you are a thief, whatever you stole is not your own. Therefore, it is not good to be a thief. When you thief, it is not your own, and you have to return it to the owner. What we see today, everybody's happy. We are happy. Those state government, they are happy too. When the secretary of the Oba was speaking, when he said he was also praised the governor for being part of the return of the artifact. So, my affair, all of us, we are happy. We are happy about the whole situation, and we are also praying to ensure that the remaining one is brought back home.
Matthew Ajakaye, TMC TV News.